The night was dead silent, except for the sound of crickets and the faint rustle of leaves. Then suddenly chaos. Out of nowhere, massive shadows burst from the fields, charging through the darkness like unstoppable tanks. These weren't just animals, they were wild hogs, huge, bloodthirsty, and fearless. Across America, feral hogs have become one of the most destructive forces in the countryside, ripping through farmland, destroying crops, and leaving entire fields in ruins. For the farmers who wake up to this kind of devastation, it's a nightmare come to life. But for hunters, it's the ultimate challenge, man versus beast. You can't underestimate these animals. They're smart, fast, and unpredictable. And when cornered, they'll charge straight at you with terrifying force. The question is, are you ready to face one of these monsters head-on? Imagine being deep in the woods with nothing but your shotgun and your instincts. Could you survive a one-on-one encounter with a wild boar? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's see how many of you would be brave enough to take the shot. We were out there before sunrise, our 12-gauge shotguns loaded, our eyes locked on the tree line. The air was thick with tension, and somewhere out there, we could hear the low grunts of wild hogs moving closer. Suddenly, my radio crackled. My teammate had spotted movement on the far edge of the field. "They're here," he whispered. Within seconds, the entire crew shifted positions, crouching low, waiting for the perfect moment. Then it happened, a sounder of wild boars broke through the brush. Dozens of them, moving like an army across the farmland. The adrenaline hit like a wave. I steadied my aim, took a deep breath, and fired. The gunfire ripped through the air, loud, fast, and relentless. The hogs scattered in every direction, squealing, kicking up dirt and leaves as chaos erupted around us. Every shot echoed through the valley like thunder. It was pure, raw adrenaline, the kind of rush that makes your heart pound and your hands tremble. My buddy George was firing from the ridge, hitting boars as they tried to flee. We moved in formation, closing the distance step by step until the ground was littered with the bodies of the fallen beasts. The hunt had just begun. There's a reason wild hog hunting is considered one of the most intense pursuits in the world. These animals are tough, built like armored tanks with razor-sharp tusks and an uncanny sense of smell that can pick up your scent from hundreds of feet away. I remember gripping my shotgun tighter as we moved downhill, tracking another group that had escaped into the brush. The dogs picked up their trail instantly, barking and pulling ahead, their instincts in overdrive. Every step we took was measured, every sound mattered. The forest was alive with tension. Then, out of nowhere, the brush exploded. A massive boar charged straight toward us, its tusks glinting in the sunlight. I barely had a second to react. I raised my gun, aimed, and fired. The shot hit clean, and the boar tumbled down the slope with a heavy thud. My heart was still racing as George shouted, "Let's move! There's more up ahead." We sprinted toward the sound, firing again and again as another wave of hogs broke cover. The entire hillside echoed with gunfire and the wild roars of the hunt. It was chaos, but beautiful, controlled chaos. You might think taking down a wild boar is easy when you see it on video, but trust me, it's anything but simple. These hunts demand precision, timing, and a deep understanding of animal behavior. You have to anticipate where they'll move, predict when they'll break cover, and always stay alert. One mistake and you could be the one getting chased. That's why seasoned hunters treat wild hog hunting like an art form, one that mixes skill, patience, and pure guts. The thrill isn't just in pulling the trigger, it's in the chase, the wait, and that heart-stopping moment right before the shot. When everything goes quiet and all you can hear is your heartbeat, that's when you know you're alive. Minutes later, we heard rustling again near the cornfield. George motioned for silence as we crept forward. There they were, another massive sounder hiding among the rows. "Ready?" I whispered. "Let's move." We positioned ourselves at the edge, steadying our rifles, then unleashed a burst of fire. The boars tore through the corn, smashing everything in their path, but this time we had the advantage. One by one they fell. Dust filled the air, the dogs barked wildly, and for a moment, the chaos swallowed everything. When the dust finally settled, the field was quiet again. We'd done it, another successful hunt. But deep down, we knew it was just a small victory in a much bigger war. According to USDA estimates, wild hogs cause over $1 billion in agricultural damage every year across the United States. They rip through corn, wheat, and soybean fields, destroy irrigation systems, and even attack livestock. They breed fast, adapt quickly, and have few natural predators. That's why professional hog hunters like us are constantly called in to help farmers protect their land. Traditional hunting methods don't work anymore. It takes strategy, coordination, and the right gear to make a difference. We've had to upgrade everything: high-caliber rifles, night vision scopes, drones for tracking, and even thermal imaging to spot them after dark. This isn't just sport, it's pest control on a massive scale. When we first arrived at this site, locals told us the hogs had been raiding their crops night after night. They tried traps, fences, even scare tactics. Nothing worked. The boars were too smart. It was almost like they could sense danger before it happened. But that night we caught them off guard. As the moon rose, they emerged from the shadows again, confident and hungry. This time we were ready. The gunfire lit up the fields, echoing across the valley, and for once, the land fell quiet again. It was a moment of triumph, not just for us, but for every farmer who'd watched their hard work destroyed by these beasts. Before we wrap up, I've got a small favor to ask. If you enjoyed being part of this wild ride, if you felt that rush, that surge of adrenaline, then show your support. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and tell us about your own hunting experiences. What's the craziest encounter you've had out in the wild? And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, because what's coming next is even more unbelievable. We've got night hunts, drone footage, and jaw-dropping close encounters with feral hogs that'll make your heart race. Every view, every like, every comment helps us keep this channel alive and gives us the fuel to keep heading back out there, camera in one hand and shotgun in the other. So until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and keep hunting. Out here in the wild, it's not just about pulling the trigger. It's about facing the unknown, respecting the land, and embracing the challenge. Because when those massive wild boars come charging through the fields again, we'll be ready. And you can bet we'll have the cameras rolling.